Hey everybody, what's up? We are here today with Sarah, who plays Ash Ketchum.
Hello, how are you?
Big name. So today we're going to be talking about a variety of things, including why kindness is actually one of the best powers in Pokemon.
That's right. I'm very excited.
Let's do it.
Alright, so, what's up?
Ash is like this, at this point, is immortal, really.
Immortal,
like
yes.
10-year-old, as we all know. But what does it mean to you as an actor that you have sort of this, you are this renewable source of motivation for like all the new generations that are coming up, and it's not like, you know, you're like the character's getting older. Like, how does it feel to have new kids come around and then, you know, talk to you and be like, how was that experience as an actor?
That is literally my favorite part of this whole show. The fact that he doesn't age. He's there for every generation. He's there for our kids, your kids, everybody's kids, for our grandparents. He was there, and he will always be there. And you have this tenacious kid who is a great influence, I think, on kids. He rescues Pokemon when they're not well. He's a good person. So, yeah, was that did I answer that? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's great.
How's your anime MIC been so far?
Fabulous, so fun. So many characters that I don't know.
What cosplay have you seen the most today?
Pikachu, just because that's what my eye is drawn to. Yeah, I saw a few Pikachu. Yeah, very cute.
Ash has had so many amazing Pokemon that I'm sure you've had more experience with than any of us even playing the games. What's your top 6?
Ooh, 6?
Yep.
Alright, Meltan is my top 1.
Okay.
Love Meltan. Pikachu, Mew, Apom. How many was that? Is it 5?
4.
That's 4? Okay, cool. Greninja. Our relationship is what's up. Oh man, the pressure's on. I don't know. Sobble. Crying, always crying.
It's interesting though, because like we do a channel on martial arts and like a lot of it in fight scenes and stuff. A lot of it is, of course, like you have to win or lose, right? But I think part of the cool thing about what happens is he does have a lot of losses, and I think for like people who are growing up and struggling, like that's really important to kind of learn that is a reality. You don't always win. And again, have you had like any experiences where people have talked to you about that as opposed to just the guy that always wins? Like, it's just really good experience, I think, to teach kids about that other side.
Absolutely. I think it's a terrible thing to say to a child, you can be anything you want to be. That's not really true. Some people have extraordinary talent for absorbing a ton of information and they can become doctors. I can't do that. No matter how hard I work, I'm never going to be a doctor. I could say that it doesn't matter how old I would have said the same thing when I was 18. I just cannot hold that amount of information in my head for a long enough period of time to take a test and to save someone's life. I just can't. It's just not in my brain. So, and some people can't dance, some people can't sing, and to say you can be anything you want to be is setting kids up for disappointment. You can be good at something that you show an aptitude for. You can get really, really good at that. Will you ever be a professional? Maybe. Maybe not. And that's okay. That's okay. So, I don't remember what the question was, but that's my speech and I'm standing by.
I like.
Thanks.
A lot of new anime that are coming out, like kindness is becoming like a new superpower, like Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia. And it's kind of cool because Pokemon's it's always been there. It's already been there for so many years.
Yeah.
And like stuff like gestures like Ash, like giving away to Pokemon and stuff, like how does it feel to have that as the sort of strength as opposed to like, oh, he always wins, he's this brute strength guy, and like it's kind of a cool message, right? Like, what does that mean to you as an actor to push
that's the one thing you should teach your kids. As someone with no children, I can say this, is kindness, is to treat everybody you meet with a base level of kindness, because you don't know what people are going through. You don't know what drives them to behave the way they behave. If somebody seems like they're quiet or they're weird or they're like, you know, they're not mainstream and they're not regular and they're not popular, you got to treat them with kindness, because you don't know what they're going through at home, you don't know what they're going through in their head, and you don't know what's going on. So just be kind, I think it's great that our show perpetuates that.
Is there a particular moment in Pokemon where Ash displays kindness and empathy in a way that really moves you?
Yes, in episode 1928. I talked to the last group about this episode. I recently rewatched it. I forgot what it's called now. He rescues a bunch of Pokemon from the snow. He rescues a Pokemon from a tree. He gets into his first fight with Serena, and I love that. It's so small, but it was so poignant for me. Also because my mom and I, we foster kittens. So we don't actually rescue them, but I work with some rescues that, are out there every single day and night, and taking calls from people who are like, I have a cat in my backyard, help me. It's like, do it yourself, first of all. But it's incredible work that they do. So that tie-in is...
Ash is such an unconventional trainer. He lets Pikachu stay out of the ball.
Yeah.
He jumps in the middle of a battle to protect his Pokemon.
Yeah.
And he treats them as friends. And you see a lot of people in the show that don't think that way.
Right.
And how do you think that ties to what you're talking about right now, actual treatment of animals, is that there are friends, and it kind of postures that for, as you're saying, every generation of kids. Do you think that love of animals, love of Pokemon is similar?
Definitely. I mean, you can't equate animals and Pokemon. They're totally different, but I see the analogy in it personally, so I think it's a beautiful lesson. If a kid comes away from watching the show seeing how Ash treats his Pikachu and his other Pokemon, and how much he cares about them, and how worried he is when they're hurt, and how he takes them straight to Nurse Joy when they're when they need help, it's a great lesson. If they get the analogy, it's great.
Awesome. I know we were talking about the kindness and stuff, and something a little deeper, but for the kids back home,
Yeah.
what's like your favorite Pokemon battle that's gone down?
Ooh, boy. Oh my goodness. I feel like my whole life is flashing before my eyes right now. I don't know. Honestly, the one that's coming up.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but it's pretty epic. It's a good episode.
I've always been a fan of Pokemon.
Yes, I was.
Even before starting as a voice
Oh
artist.
yeah. I started when I started watching it when it came out. I was 11 years old, so it was perfect. I was the perfect age. Yeah, I tried to play the cards. My mom only bought me like a small deck, so she's sitting back there. Very nice of her. Hi.
Mom.
But I watched the show, and then I got the show, and I continued being a fan. So.
What was that audition process like?
I went in to audition the first time. It was on a Monday, and I was an irresponsible teenager, and I forgot that I had the audition. And that morning, I look at my calendar, because I had a paper calendar, like an at-a-glance calendar, like on my desk, a big one. I was like a doer,
Yeah.
And I had to flip the page to see Monday, and I didn't look ahead for some reason. I thought, I have an easy week coming up, and I look, and my heart sank out my butt. And I ran to my friend's house, and I'm like, we gotta practice this immediately, because I have to sound like this person. And we worked on it, and she's like, you're never gonna get this, you don't sound anything like her. And I went to the audition, and they were like, oh, this is a dub. And I'm like, what is that? And they taught me how to dub at the audition. I did not think I did well, but apparently I guess I did. I guess I learned the dubbing process pretty quickly. I took to it quickly. But I left that audition and cried my eyes out. I still, to this day, never had a worse audition, I don't think. I haven't felt as bad after an audition than I did that day. And then there was a series of callbacks, and then I got word that I had the role, and that was amazing.
It sounds like the first day of Ash's Pokemon journey, right? He
Pretty much, yeah.
At least you didn't get attacked by a flock of Spearows.
Yeah, no. Well, I kind of did. On the internet, there was a flock of Spearow, and they were in the form of some college students who formed a coalition against me, and were like, fire her and give the role back to its righteous owners. And I'm like, what? I didn't steal anything. I didn't take anything. I'm just a 19-year-old actor who booked a job. So that was pretty awful. I got death threats and stuff. So Spiro, that's the perfect analogy. It's exactly what happened. And now I have a cat named Pikachu. And you know how in the beginning Pikachu and Ash didn't have the best relationship. Pikachu was just like zap, zap, zap. That's how my Pikachu was as well. So, but now we're best buds, and he doesn't bite me anymore. So he's a good boy.
Is that how you relate to Ash in some way?
It's the easiest way, yes, because in my daily life, I'm like Pikachu. I say it with an accent. I don't say Pikachu. I'm like Pikachu. I don't say no to him. I say not. I don't like saying no to an animal.
And in the Alola League, he finally becomes champion.
So I don't know if he becomes champion. I honestly don't. It may happen. It may not. We don't know. I know it happened in Japan. That doesn't mean it's going to happen here. So we'll have to see. I admire the fact that he's improving and that the fandom is gaining some respect for him. I love that. He deserves it, and we'll see.
Cool.
All right.
I don't know, to end, maybe is there anything you want to say to the fans, just who've been watching you struggling and seeing more motivation?
Fans, hi fans. Follow me on social media. I am active. I'm hanging out with people. That's it. I just got nominated for a Voice Arts Award. That's on Sunday, so maybe you'll have something even more interesting to write about.
No, congrats.
Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks so much, guys.
Make sure to subscribe for more of this. Hit that sub button, or I will come to your house. I will punch you, and then I'll make you watch Dr. Stone. It's a good show. You'd like it. Anyway, see you around.